everyone. So I'm Ili. So let me share with you on the capability of our new apps that call Insights. So in this presentation, I will share on the introduction about the product, the data that you can use in Insight, and how you can easily perform and share your output to the audience. Okay. So for the introduction, Insights for ArcGIS is a web-based data analytic workbench where you can explore spatial and non-spatial data. So these apps allow you to perform interactive and exploratory data analysis. You can answer spatial questions by simply dragging the data to perform analysis. So before user can access Insight for ArcGIS, you must set up a base ArcGIS enterprise deployment that include Portal for ArcGIS with a federated ArcGIS server side as a hosting server. So what we call as ArcGIS server. Okay. Once you have all the components in place, you can download Insight for ArcGIS, install a package from my Esri, and run that to install both on your server and the Portal machine. So from there, you'll be able to import the license file into the Portal. So end the struggle of acquiring silos data, Insights empower you to integrate analyzed data from existing feature layer that you have published on your Portal for ArcGIS, from your Excel spreadsheet, from your geodatabase up to your business database in SQL, SAP HANA, Teradata, or Oracle. So different from other applications that we have, the Esri have, you will work in a workbook in Insight. We call as a workbook. So a workbook stores connection to your data set, cut with spatial and non-spatial data, and analysis workflow. So it can be edited, refreshed, and shared with others. Okay, so let me proceed with the demonstration. So today, I play a role as analyst who works with National Park, and we have recently received quite a number of cases that happen near our national park, and it involves animals. So let me show you on how I can explore more on these apps, which is Insight, and see how we can help to reduce the number of incidents. To help me achieve this goal, I have downloaded accident data from these websites. So basically, this is an open data from Victorian Government Department and Agency and enable public to build apps and tools for research purpose. So here is my Insight workbook, and I have one Excel spreadsheet, and I will add one more Excel table, which is node location. Okay, so let me enable the location. So basically, ArcGIS can detect the longitude and latitude field in your dataset, but you can override it if necessary. Okay, so I'm just drag this one here. Okay, and here is the location of accident that happened in Victoria. So info table gives the details about accidents. So in this table, it can show temporal, number, and also string behavior. So from this field, I can see that 1,457 of the incidents involve animals actually. So relationship is used to join attribute from two or more data sets on a common field. So I will create one relationship between these two tables by using a primary key. So this is the primary key. So it will create a table separate card for me. Okay, so I will use this card to perform further analysis. So displaying data on a map can give me insights into pattern and distribution. So to see which area they have the most accident, so let me add a boundary layer that hosts in our portal. So let me just click on the boundary and add a statistical area. Okay. So here is the boundary. So I will drag the join table. Okay, so spatial aggregation will help to aggregate accidents into statistical area and calculate the number of accidents based on the boundary that I've put before. Okay. Okay, so let me change the symbology. So from the legend, I can see the location of each range, and okay, so let's see here. Okay, so Melbourne Southeast is the critical area. So I will focus on the national park that is in this area, which is Melbourne Southeast, and see how we can reduce the number of incidents in future. So since I have published all the national park that I have in the portal, because I'm in charge in national park, so I can easily add it in this workbook. Okay, so this is the national park, just add it here. So let's see how many national park that we have in this area. So there are 183 of them. So let me just create a 3-kilometer buffer first. Okay. So this time I'm using a create buffer tool that will create areas around my park polygon to see how many incidents that happen near the location. So we normally use these tools to see features nearby our area of interest. So let's assume that 3 kilometers from the border is the potential area for the animal from the park to move around foraging for food. Okay. So after this, let me just create a spatial relationship between the table and also the buffer that I have just created to filter out the accidents that is out of the buffer zone. So this is the primary key. Let me share. Okay, so it will also create a different card for me. Okay, so just me drag this one to create a map. Okay, so here is the location around the buffer, and then we just filter to only see accidents that involve animals, for example. Okay. Okay, so here is the location. Let me just change it to heat map so that we can see it better. Okay, so the yellow area is the most affected area. So there might be other factors that might contribute to the number of accidents that involve animals in that area. So just let's see if, okay. So let's see if light condition, how about light condition? So let's see if light condition got anything to do with accident. Okay, so it indicates that most of the accident happen during the daytime. So how about road geometry? Okay, let me just change it to tree map. Okay, so from here, I can see that less accident happen in road geometry or intersection where it is different from the norm. So normally, accidents happen at the intersection, accident happen at the road junction, right? So we will need to see how we can help to overcome this problem. Or maybe one of it is to make sure that we have fence at all of our national park border and it is well maintained. Okay. So after performing this analysis, okay, so every step in my analysis is automatically captured in analysis view. So if I click in analysis view, so it will capture all the things that I have done, and I can save and share the step to rerun it with other data. So I can share it as a model, but for now, let me just share it as a page. Okay, just give the number to the, okay. Okay, just give the text so that it will be searchable. Okay, and share it to this group in my organization. Okay, so it will create the page for me. Okay, so let's see the output of it. So basically, this is the page that I'm sharing to my organization. So the members in my organization will able to see this output, and we can discuss further on how we can decrease the number of accidents that happen around our national park. Okay. So ladies and gentlemen, what I have shown you before is required level 2 or higher to use. So from the portal, you can see on the left here, okay, we have assigned the right level 2 user, and they are able to share the workbook to level 1 and interact their finding, just like I did just now. Okay, so the very same process and workflow can be done with Malaysian-centric data set that you have, as long as it has relevant information to the questions that you are tackling. So regardless of which industry you are from, you can put powerful spatial analytics to work for you and your organization. So for example, if you are in retail business, okay, you can use insight to analyze pattern in sales performance based on the proximity to store and area demographic. Okay, so to perform spatial analysis in insights, one tips that I'm going to share with you is to use the Find Answer tab in Insight for ArcGIS. So it is a great resources if you're trying to answer question but do not know which tool to use. Kadang-kadang kita macam tu kan, nak buat tak tahu nak guna apa. Okay, so to make you feel easy to find the right tools of your analysis, similar tools are grouped based on which type of questions you can answer. So for example, if I choose how it is distributed, so only these 4 tools will appear, which is spatial aggregation, calculate density, view, histogram, and also classification. And you just pick the best tool that you want to. Okay. And as a wrap up, you can see Insight is not like our father's GIS. So it's a simple drag and drop process where you can use card to do visualization and analysis. So all you need is data, and Insight can guide you to the rest. With a few clicks, you'll be able to create an update map, create buffer, and so on. So have you created a perfect process to analyze a data set? So Insight can intelligently record and diagram your workflow steps. So what could be better? So I'm using Insights for ArcGIS in my demonstration and OpenVic wrote data from data.vic.gov.au. So this is the resources that I'm refer to do this demonstration. So let's see if I have any time left. Do I have any time left?
Yes, 1 minute.
Oh, okay, 1 minute. So if you have any
Does anyone have any question to Ili?
You can go for Q&A session.
Yes, you can use the mic over there. You can use the mic over there.
Yeah, Assalamualaikum. I'm Zubaidi from IWK. My question is very straightforward question. What if the indicative price for this benda lah ni, the insight for ArcGIS?
Indicative price, is it?
Very indicative price. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Zubaidi from IWK, is it? Okay, so the question is, ramai orang nak tanya, berapa harga ni agak-agak kan? Tapi untuk pengetahuan saya tak ada lebih kurang price tu lah. So you all kena merujuk kepada kita punya salesperson untuk tahu lebih lagi tentang lebih kurang berapa harganya. Okay? Thank you, Mr. Zubaidi.
Okay. Any more question? Yes.
Hi, Lana. My name is Kelvin. So I think one of the struggles of any organization is to work with unstructured data. So how smart is Insights to actually read this unstructured data? Because I think you're using a lot of structured data for your demo, right? So.
Oh, unstructured. Thank you very much, Mr. Alvin, is it? Okay, Mr. Alvin. Okay, so basically in ArcGIS, because of dalam ArcGIS ni, dalam Insight for ArcGIS, you can have multiples of resources. So kadang-kadang kita punya data, for example, we don't have the location. Okay, we don't have the location, we don't have the structure of, for example, the domain and setup and so on. But inside for ArcGIS, as long as you have one coordinate of the location or the address, you can geolocate it or you can geocoding it, and then you can do like I do previously, which is relationship. So you can relate from one table to another table. As long as you have primary key, and then you can join it together. So I hope that it answer your questions. So if anyone have any questions about Insights for ArcGIS, we can see on the ArcLab. Do we have any time?
Okay, we can take one more question.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hi Lee, my name is Nick Fadil from Tenaga Nasional Berhad. I have only one question. What is the difference or benefit of Insight with Microsoft Power BI and Tableau? That's
Okay.
it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Nick from TNB. Okay, so to answer your questions is, okay, if, as you know, we Esri has the strength in spatial analysis. Okay, so the difference between the Power BI and also Insights for ArcGIS is when you do analysis, then we have a bunch of tools that you can use, and you can also use, for example, our Pro, okay, to perform analysis there, and then publish the output to Insight for ArcGIS or Portal for ArcGIS. Okay, so I hope that you have good time with me in this session, and if you have any questions about Insight for ArcGIS, or since I'm leading the training team, if you have any inquiry about our training, any training, so you can catch me up in the ArcLab. So thank you very much for your kind attention, and hope you enjoy the rest of the hour in Esri Malaysia User Conference. Thank you.